Good evening, everyone, or depending on where you are in the world, good morning. So today I am talking about the benefits of apple cider vinegar, or as we call it, ACV. It's a lot easier to say ACV than to say the whole apple cider vinegar. So when I refer to it tonight, I will be saying ACV most of the time, just so you know. And so you know, ACV is apple cider vinegar. So first of all, what exactly is apple cider vinegar or ACV? The easy answer is it's fermented apple cider. So that's that's it in a nutshell. I could just be done right now and telling you that's what it is. But I want to go further and tell you some of the benefits that it does have, because it really does have a lot. It's more than just using it in cooking and stuff like that. So being a fermented apple cider, bacteria and yeast convert sugar into alcohol, which then turns it into acetic acid. And acetic acid is the main active ingredient or compound that's responsible for ACV's health benefits. And people have used ACV for a long time, for centuries even, both in cooking as well as natural remedies. So some people get confused because there's a couple of different types of ACV, and the kind that I like to use, just because it does have more health benefits, and I'll get into that here in a little bit, but you've got the organic or unfiltered ACV, which they call it the mother. So if you see a jar of apple cider vinegar and it says with mother, that's a good thing. So basically what the mother is good bacteria. It's, you say the word bacteria and people kind of freak out, but we have good bacteria in our body and in our gut, as well as we can have bad bacteria as well. So this has, the mother is good bacteria, and it has proteins and enzymes and probiotics. So all of that is just super good for the gut. And that's the main reason I take it. And I'll get into that as later, as far as how you take that, how much, all that kind of stuff. But I take it on a daily basis every morning. So ACV that has the mother in it, people do kind of freak out a little bit because it's cloudy versus clear. So if you see two bottles next to each other and one of them's pretty clear, that one has been filtered. And actually the filter is actually better if you're using it to cook. It does have a milder taste to it, and that's why a lot of people will use the filtered, the clear, basically, ACV versus the organic or unfiltered with the mother. And what you'll see a lot of times, so with the mother, it is kind of cloudy, kind of murky, and you'll kind of see these little strands of floaties in there. And those are totally okay to ingest. That's the good stuff. That's the bacteria and the probiotics and all that kind of stuff. So when they filter it, then yes, it is sometimes better for cooking. But when they do that, they remove all that good stuff as well. So if you're really wanting it for health benefits, then find ACV with the mother in it. So what are some of the benefits? And I'm just going to kind of list all of them. I'm not really going to go into detail on a lot of them, just basically for time, because good grief, we could really go in depth and just keep going all night. So I just wrote some of these down because I know I'd forget some of them. But I mentioned the number one reason why I take it is for gut health. It helps run things through your digestive system. It gets the probiotics and enzymes in there, and it helps eliminate the bad bacteria from the digestive tract. By doing that, it helps boost your immune system as well. And of course, we're still in summer, but for most of us in the world, I know there are other parts that we're kind of almost opposite. But here in the United States, we are still in summer. But, you know, fall and winter are right around the corner. And so get a jump start on it and start taking your ACV now to boost your immune system so that it's ready for that. It contains different minerals. So you've got potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, calcium, and a whole bunch of different vitamins like your B complex, folic acid, vitamin C, a whole bunch of others as well. It helps balance your system. So you've got a pH balance in your body. And so a lot of people will tend to either be more acidic or more alkaline. And you have both in your body, but what we want is kind of that balance. And if you're more acidic, you definitely want to move more toward the alkaline level. And so ACV helps in doing that. It can also help prevent leg cramps, especially like at night. I used to get those a lot during the middle of the night, and oh my gosh, wake me up from a sound sleep, and I have to jump out of bed and stand on my leg to try to help relieve it. But that's because it's got the potassium in it, and so it definitely helps with that, and it helps just with general muscle aches as well. There's kind of different theories on whether it can help with weight loss. I tend to think that it does, just because it is kind of cleaning your body out. I mean, it helps get rid of all the bad bacteria. It's also an anti-inflammatory. And they've said that there have been studies where when people take that, they feel fuller. And so they're not going to eat as much. So they ingest fewer calories, which of course helps with reducing your weight. It can also help in reducing cholesterol. So those are, you know, some of the big ones, weight loss and cholesterol. You know, when you have any kind of blood work done, when you get an annual physical, then those are some that they really, really watch. And it can help reduce that as well. And I know, believe it or not, even as active as I always have been, my cholesterol started trying to creep up there a little bit. And by taking the ACV, then it has actually helped reduce that. So it can also help in lowering blood sugar levels. So it can help. Now, it won't cure, but it can help improve your symptoms with diabetes as well as just other chronic diseases as well. Of course, always kind of a side note, the best way to be able to control that, especially if you have diabetes, is with a balanced diet. And so you want to really avoid refined carbs and refined sugars. So, and of course, last week I was talking about eliminating a lot of your refined sugar. Natural sugars, okay. Your added sugars, you need to watch. It can also help reduce the risk of heart disease. There again, it's doing like a whole flesh of your body. And so it's going to help everything in your body. It can even, I have known people that use it on their skin. Now, you have to be a little bit careful with that because since it is acidic, then it can, if you have real sensitive skin, I probably wouldn't use that. But you can use it on your skin. So like if you put it on a cotton ball or something, I would dilute it. I wouldn't ever, even ingesting it, you want to dilute it, but put it on a cotton ball and then kind of put it on your face. It will help with acne, and then just let it dry. If it starts to burn, then immediately just wash it off. But it has been known to even help with skin conditions as well. It can also, like I said, it boosts your immune system, so it helps fight infection as well. It kills pathogens and bacteria, like on surfaces. So you can even use it as a cleaner or disinfectant. Or a lot of times, like I mentioned before, people have used it for centuries, and they used it in preserving food as well because it kills that bacteria. And kind of along those same lines with kind of health and beauty is it helps the hair as well. So both from the inside as well as on the outside. So if you're taking it every morning, it will help with that. But you can also use it like a conditioner. You can, just put it in your hair and then rinse it out, and it will help it be shiny and stronger and all that kind of stuff. It also can help eliminate or reduce, at least if you have problems with constipation, then this is something there again, it's getting into the gut and it's help cleansing. And so, so when you do start taking it, then I would start out with smaller doses and again, dilute it. And I'll get into that here in a little bit. But I would start out with a smaller amount to see how your system reacts to it. Because if you just jump right in, then it can, in some cases, not most, but in some, it can actually cause diarrhea as well. So you want to start small and kind of build up if you need to. But if you were even a child, it's safe for kids as well. I would dilute it, not give them as much as you take, but it is safe. It's completely safe for kids as well. And so if you or a loved one has problems with constipation, you can take some ACV and that should help clear some of that up as well. So you do want to take it before a meal. I usually take it first thing in the morning when I get up, and at least half an hour or so before you eat. That way it has a chance to get into your digestive tract and start doing its magic. Because if you take it after a meal, it can actually help slow down the digestive process. So take it before a meal. And the dosage, I usually just take 1 tablespoon first thing in the morning. Sometimes if I'm starting to feel like I'm getting a cold or, something like that, then I will up it to 2. So some people say you can even take up to 3 tablespoons a day. So like morning, noon, and night. That's totally up to you. But because it is acidic, you do want to dilute it. For one, it's super, super strong. And even diluted, a lot of people don't like the taste of it. But when you start drinking it and taking it, I usually just dilute my 1 tablespoon and about 4 ounces of water and kind of take it just like a shot. So it's down the hatch and it's done. And you do kind of get used to it. It's not near as strong, not near as bad as when I first started. So it does get better. just keep at it and keep reminding yourself of the benefits that you're going to get from taking it. Another way that you can do that is if you don't want to just take it in water or, something like that, is you can use that to make a salad dressing and just put it on your salad. And then there again, it's going to be kind of diluted and you're eating it with other food. And so you're not going to notice it as much. So a couple of different ways to be able to take that. But yeah, I would dilute it, according to taste. And gosh, I mean, like I said, I do it in usually about 4 ounces. You can do it in 8 or 12 ounces, just get that tablespoon to 2 tablespoons down into your digestive tract. Now, just a little bit of a warning, it can interact with certain medications. So as always, like I always tell people, before you start something new, if you have any question about it, or especially if you're on any kind of medication, or if you have any kind of medical issue, always, always, always check with your doctor before starting something. Some of the medications that it can adversely interact with are insulin. So if you are on insulin, definitely talk to your doctor before you just start taking ACV. Digoxin, it lowers the potassium level. So, and it can just make that worse if you're taking ACV as well, because that kind of counteracts it. So you don't want to take it on that. And certain diuretics as well. Some diuretics will have an adverse reaction with that. So if you're on any of those, everything else should be okay. But again, always ask your doctor if you're on any kind of medications. So that's what I have for you tonight. And if you have any questions, then you can always certainly get a hold of me at the email that's in the notes, and or visit my website, and there's a spot there where you can get a hold of me as well. But I hope this was helpful and informational to you. And tomorrow morning, get that ACV and take a shot, and here's to better health. We'll see you later.